Hello, very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Sanyukta from Beautiful Spotless Skin Team, and I'm sure all of you must be doing really good. Today, we are going to discuss acne management, and we have with us Dr. Ashwini Tatwati, a renowned skin expert from Davangiri, and she is an MBBS MD dermatologist, and currently she is practicing at Nanjappa Healthcare, Davangiri. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Ashwini.
Thank you so much.
Today, we are going to talk about acne management. And first of all, we would like to understand how acne forms, how we get these acnes.
Okay. So coming to acne as a layman term, which is pimple, it's usually because of the clogging of the pores, either due to any sebum extra production, or it might be because of any dead cells which get clogged there, or sometimes an inflammation caused by a P. acne bacteria. So these acne usually what happens is it's an inflammatory condition which is usually seen in patients from teenage group to adults. So even the acne, we grade them as teenage acne and sometimes we grade them as adult acne. So most commonly what we are seeing is the teenage acne, that is in
Hmm.
the age group from 14 to 23, 22. Okay. And then we are nowadays, because of increase in the PCOS, we are even seeing the adult born acne, that is after the age of 25.
Okay. Doctor, many
Yeah.
times we see, various types or I should say various grades of acne. We see these
Yeah.
small blackhead, whitehead, then we also see big, big nodules. So, what are the various types of acne?
So basically, what we divide acne as inflammatory and non-inflammatory type. So in inflammatory type, we have those red lesions, okay, and in non-inflammatory type, we have the non-red lesions. So how we grade acne as grade one acne. So in grade one, we mainly see is the comedons, that is the open and the closed comedons. So in layman term, what we call as the blackheads. So people who are experiencing the blackheads, that is the open comedons, is because of the clogging of the pore by the sebum, and that gets oxidized in the normal environment. So that appears as a blackhead. Then coming to and closed comedon, they usually appear as the whiteheads because the opening is closed and the sebum collection is just below the skin. So this is the first type of acne. That is the grade 1 acne. Coming next to the grade 2, here usually patient will have comedons. Along with that, there will be some papules. So papules basically they are the red lesions which are sometimes very tender, but they are mainly the inflamed papules which are seen on the patients. These usually occur on the cheeks, and sometimes you even notice on the forehead, back, trunk, and the arms, and also on the chest. Next, grade 3, we basically have the pustules. So here, patient will be having few pustules along with the papules and the comedons. So what is pustule? It's usually a lesion along with the pus formation on the skin. So these are more painful and they're more inflamed conditions. Coming to grade 4 acne, which is the most severe and most uh, like painful condition in case of acne. So here what we notice is the nodulocystic acne. So what is happening is there are big nodules or any big cysts that are forming inside the skin, which are causing very tender skin conditions, mainly along the jaw lines, and also there will be channels in between the cystics, so that will lead to lot of scarring and also lot of pain in the patient. So this is how we usually grade the acne, and according to the patient with what acne grade he presents, the treatment varies. Most common cause of the second grade and third grade acne are usually the hormonal imbalance, that is usually because of the PCOS or any dietary changes or the stress, which is a big factor. And the cause for the grade 1 acne, that is only the comedons, is mainly due to the sebum extra production. And nodulocystic acne is a type of psychological condition which we call, sometimes patient comes with a condition called as acne fulminans, where the acne which was a small lesions, if they don't treat it or if they don't take a proper care of their skin, they start ulcerating, that is a big ulcers can start forming. And there is another condition called as acne conglobata, where there are lot of nodulocystic acne which are interchannelizing and causing lot of cystic acne. So this is how we are grading the acne and treating accordingly.
Right. And treating acne looks like one thing, and treating the post acne scars and marks,
Yeah.
they look like the bigger challenge. And that drives me to my next question, doctor. What happens? As you said, many a times, most of the cases are from the teenagers who come with acne vulgaris. Now, when as teenager we used to go to our parents, they used to say that, it is acne. It happens. This is a good sign. You are growing. And eventually the acne will go away. So don't worry about it. And what I realized, my personal experience, yes, acne went away. That was true. But then it left me with those scars and marks, and some of them are still there. So is it one of the things that we actually need to take care of it properly and we need to go and approach a dermatologist?
Yeah, that's very true. That usually the acne starts in the childhood. That is how we can classify it as teenage acne. It's mainly
Yeah.
because of the hormonal imbalance that is happening during the teenage. So whenever there's a surge in any hormone, you start noticing the acne. So that's very common factor that teenagers are facing the acne issues. But again, what happens is your lifestyle also goes on changing, because nowadays you can see there is no lot of physical activity, and also the kids are more prone towards the junk food, that is high carbohydrate diet. So those factors, and even the genetics, that is even one parent if he's having acne issue in his childhood, automatically 60 to 80% chance of their kid having acne is there. So such patients need to take care of their acne, visit a dermatologist, take a particular treatment. And also what happens is, very regularly we see patients coming and telling they were popping the pimples just to remove the pus or whatever the collection is there. So that popping of the pimples is a very horrible step what they are doing, because they are damaging the skin barrier. They are also causing self medicate, like self harming their skin by causing the scars to their skin. Okay. So that is how it is going to affect their skin. Yeah, and also popping will lead to pigmentation. So that is one of the again side
Yes.
effect of the side effect that go they're going to face along with
Right.
scarring.
Another
Yeah.
problem that I see, doctor, I'm sure you also get patients like that, where they go to the chemist shop, get a topical application, they start applying it, initially fall for it because initially they work like a magic cream. They will actually reduce acne, but then our skin gets so addicted. So, what is your take on those over the counter topical application? Do they work or they do more harm to our skin and acne?
Yeah. So the most common over the counter medication which is available is steroids. So what steroid how it works is, they initially it will reduce whatever lesions, inflammation, redness you're facing because of the pimple, it will come down. But as soon as you're going to stop it, it's going to become more severe. So that is how the mechanism of the steroid on the acne works. Also, people who have been using continuously the steroids or any over the counter drugs, they start coming to us by some condition called as monomorphic acne, that is same type of acne. Okay, so there the skin barrier is ruptured of the patient, so automatically the patient is more prone for redness, itching, flakiness, what we call as sensitive skin. So they're going to damage their skin. So ideally, they're not supposed to use any medications without understanding what type of skin they have.
Doctor, did you got my question? I'm asking for a very basic minimalistic skincare routine that a patient can, go for, so that they have a good skin barrier as well as can prevent having acne.
Yeah. So what basic things are required for the acne management is, first and foremost, a gentle cleanser. Any gentle cleanser is going to exfoliate your skin so that there is no excess sebum production, and it is also going to repair your skin. Next, coming to a moisturizer. A common myth is that oily skin or any person who is having acne should avoid moisturizer, which is actually wrong. Person with acne or even person who are having sensitive skin, they need to repair the skin barrier, hydrate the skin so that it will replenish and regenerate properly, so that they don't have many acne breakouts. Next, what they can do is applying a sunscreen, because whatever medications they are using, like topical retinoids, salicylic acid, they are going to make their skin more prone to sun damage. So that's why a proper usage of sunscreen with proper SPF is very much required, and also to prevent further photo damage by the sun exposure, you need to apply a sunscreen. Then accordingly to your type of acne, whether it was grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, we will be recommending you a combination therapy, or whatever topical antibiotics or topical retinoids are required, we will be advising that need to be taken for a long time. Also, most important is the maintenance. So the maintenance is mainly by the moisturizer, sunscreen, and one anti-acne treatment.
Okay. Now, when a patient comes to you with acne issues, doctor, how do you also some tests, etc.?
Yeah. So the tests that are recommended in patients are mainly depending on their age. If the patient is having any abnormal bleeding, or they're having any problems with their excessive weight gain or excessive weight loss, then we usually recommend some hormonal blood tests such as FSH, LH, testosterone, prolactin. All these things are recommended in the patient to just have a look at their hormonal imbalance. Also, we suggest the ultrasound of abdomen and pelvis to look for any cystic ovaries or any other abnormalities in the uterine cavity. So these are the blood tests recommended. Also, sometimes vitamin deficiencies can lead to the acne formation. So even those vitamin deficiencies like iron deficiency, vitamin B12, we all recommend that also.
Okay. And what is the treatment? What are the treatment options available, doctor?
So treatment as such, depending on the grade of the acne, as I said, grade 1, where there are only comedons, that is the blackheads, either we can start with the topical salicylic acid or topical retinoids. Also, sometimes what happens, these grade 1 acne are sometimes very severe form, they cause severe form of acne scars, that is ice pick scars. So in such conditions, we need to do something called as comedon extraction. It's a procedural treatment. Okay. Then coming to type 2, where there are the papules mainly, there either you can go with the topical antibiotics or you can go with the topical retinoids. Then in case of type 3, that they where there are pustules, then there are papules, everything, we need to put patient on oral antibiotics along with oral isotretinoin, and again combination therapy of topical antibiotics and topical retinoids. In case of cystic nodulocystic acne, first and foremost, we need to look for the cause of the acne, why it is happening, and then we need to treat the cause accordingly. Along with that, we can do is we can put patient on oral isotretinoin and also topical, that is combination therapy of topical antibiotics and retinols. Also, if required, they can be put on some oral contraceptive pills if there is hormonal imbalance, or they might be put on anti-androgens according to the blood investigations. Sometimes even procedural treatment is required in such patients, such as intralesional steroids can be done for the patients who are having very severe nodulocystic acne to reduce the inflammation and also the tenderness.
And doctor, what are the procedures available for treating these scars, the pits, that are
Yeah,
formed and are seen due to these
yeah.
acne?
So whatever the scars are there, we usually classify them again in two conditions. One is atrophic scar, one is hypertrophic scars. So in case of atrophic scars, what happens is there is loss of the skin tissue. So that's why they will be appearing as a depressed scars. So you might have
Ah,
seen people having the depressed scars. So again, in that we are having three categories. Ice pick scars, they are like the small holes on the face, which are very deep actually. Then we have box scars, then we have rolling scars. When we are treating ice pick scars, there is no regular like lasers are going to work in that condition because they're very deep. So in such condition, mainly the chemical that is TCA cross. Okay, that is how we treated the ice pick scars. Coming to the box scars and the rolling scars, mainly lasers, microneedling, MNRF are helpful. And in case of hypertrophic scars, where we see keloidal scars, so in such conditions, again we can do is cryotherapy, intralesional steroids can be done, and also sometimes surgeries are helpful.
Okay. And doctor, what kind of diet can worsen or work in a positive way for acne? What kind of
Yeah.
diet
Yeah,
recommend?
actually, diet is very directly associated with the acne. So, the diet consisting mainly of the carbohydrates, that is sugar-rich foods. It can be your junk food, fried food, fast foods, or any juice,
Hmm.
that is sugary drinks, milk. All these things usually contribute to more severe acne. Okay, and the diet that will improve your acne conditions are mainly the omega 3 fatty acids, which are usually seen in salmon. Then you can find them in walnuts, flax seeds. Also, nuts and seeds are going to improve your skin quality by increasing omega 3 fatty acids. Antioxidant rich fruits like the berries and also papaya, pomegranate, then citrus fruits. All these things will help in regulating the acne and reducing the inflammation. And
Any
also
lifestyle?
probiotic. Yeah.
Okay. Doctor, any lifestyle changes or daily self care tips for our
Yeah.
viewers?
The most important lifestyle changes is to reduce your stress in
Hmm.
this generation, that is by having regular sleep and also going with mindful diet and also exercise and keeping your skin hydrated by applying proper skincare routines and also keeping yourself hydrated by drinking lots of water, at least 3 to 4 liters of water. So these are the main things, that is lifestyle changes that we need to inculcate in our life so that we'll have a good skin for a long term. Also, in case of self care in patients with acne, what they can do is they should wash their face twice daily, compulsory. Always
Okay.
wash your face before going to bed. Take off the makeup before going to bed, and don't pop or pick your skins, pop up
Hmm.
the acne or pick your skin, and wear proper moisturizer and sunscreen.
That is very important, right?
Yeah.
And doctor, before we wind up the whole session, any take home message for our viewers?
Yeah, we need to be patient for any treatment to work and give you satisfied results. Also, maintaining a proper skincare routine is must, and also choosing a correct skincare routine is equally important. Kindly, please uh, consult a certified dermatologist for any issues with your acne or any skin problem. Don't blindly believe anyone because every treatment is not same for every person. Every individual is different, so you need individualized specialized care for yourself. If you treat your skin today, you will be confident tomorrow.
Very, very good phrase, definitely. And yeah, that reminds me how often we get our prescriptions passed on. This is another
Yeah.
very common tendency in our society. For example, I am struggling with acne issues. One of my relative or friend will pass on their prescription. So we need
Yeah.
individualistic treatment because all our skins are different. We all are different. Our causes, reasons behind having acne all differs, and for that we need a proper treatment. So go to a qualified dermat, get the treatment, get it completed, and keep your skin healthy. Thank you so very much, Dr. Ashwin. It was wonderful talking to you. You have made the subject so easy, and the informations are really going to help us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, thank you for your active participation in today's session. Stay happy, stay healthy, take care of your skin, take care of your health. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.